Alright everybody, hello and welcome. As always, I'm Sean. This is In The Mix, episode 99, the last of our double-digit episodes. We make our way towards episode 100 tomorrow, and we've got some massive fixtures coming up to finish off the third season of the championship. It's only just now kind of occurring to me as I'm catching my reflection in the recording software that all of these big milestone episodes have come during the hardcore quarantine where I haven't had a haircut in 10 weeks and I haven't really worked out or played football or done anything other than play Football Manager video games and work from home. So I'm sure they're going to make an interesting time capsule when we look back at this series next year and in FM20 and all that sort of stuff as we look back throughout the course of history in the channel. But what can you do? That's the way the world is at the minute. We've just got to roll with it and go from there. Let's jump straight into the game because I'm just randomly rambling about nonsense. So this is the scenario heading into the last 4 games of the season. We are 42 games played, 24 wins, 12 draws, 6 losses in that time, plus 33 goal difference and 84 points. Above us, West Bromwich Albion, they have played 43 games, 25 wins, 13 draws and 5 defeats, plus 33 goal difference as well, but 88 points. We do have a game in hand, which we are going to play today against the bottom of the table Millwall. Oh, sorry, I take that back, scrolling down a little bit further. Second bottom of the table, Millwall, on 23rd position on 34 points, still with the ability to stay in the division if they win their remaining games. They've got a lot to play for. This has been our catch-up game. West Brom also had a catch-up game. If we look at their schedule, which they lost 3-0 to Swansea, and then they drew 0-0 with Hull. And just like that, in the last 5 games, they've only had 1 victory against Rochdale. So 3 games remaining. Bristol City, probably the toughest opposition they're going to come up against in 8th spot. Wigan in 15th, and then Millwall, who we play today, in 23rd. If they draw any of those games and we win our remaining 4, we will potentially finish as top champions in the championship, go up to the Premier League as a champion side and get our first real transfer kitty, £30 million I think we get in TV rights deals. There's a whole bunch of shit on the line here. We are pretty close to securing promotion. There is a chance that we will do that in this episode if other results go our way. Fulham is still chasing and can technically catch us, as can Stoke and Huddersfield if we lose our remaining games. We still, in season 12 or 13 or whatever season we're up to, I've completely forgotten, but our third season in the championship, we can still have our first episode of this season where we actually get 6 points in an episode. I'm hoping it'll be today. We've got Millwall in 23rd. We've got Huddersfield in 5th, which is a bit more of a test. And if we do get those 6 points, it's going to make it very interesting tomorrow for the final 2 games of the season. There's a lot of different scenarios that could play out. But selfishly, hopefully, I'm hoping this is a pretty boring episode. We get 2 relatively easy wins and continue on our way. We've had enough twists and turns throughout the course of the season. I don't need any more. And we have been relentlessly hunting down West Brom for what feels like years at this point, and we are so close to actually catching up to them. As far as the squad's concerned, we do have pretty much a full group to pick from. I did briefly mention it in the last episode, but Lionel Altamiranda has moved to be our first wonder kid. We did previously have a wonder kid on loan, Henry Doran from Chelsea, a couple of seasons ago when we first got promoted. This is the first one that we actually own, the first of many. I'm a little bit of a hoarder when it comes to wonder kids and that player status because I like to have them and we can sell them on and do all that sort of great stuff. He's had a fantastic season for us. 4-star current ability, 5-star potential. Definitely a player that I think is ready for the jump up to Premier League football, and he has been absolutely fantastic since joining from Rosario in the most recent off-season. He and Aguirre are probably the 2 main star performers of the season so far. You can see Altamiranda 3rd in the league in terms of goals with 21 scored. Cutrone at Huddersfield with 24, and Louis Barry, the ex-Barcelona junior, ex-West Brom junior at Portsmouth, has 22 as well. Aguirre is leading the division in assists with 16 goals created from the number 10 position. Kuba's 3rd in the division, or equal 2nd, I should say, with 18 clean sheets, well behind Fulham, and Kemmerson in goal. As far as the team overall stuff is concerned, we're in 2nd best form in the division. Only Reading has a better record in the last 5 at the moment. 2nd highest red cards with 4. Port Vale have 11 red cards. That is absolutely insane. Average possession, 3rd highest in the division. We do keep the ball quite well. So there's a couple of different things that we want to improve on. We're still not blowing away the league by any stretch, but to be in the position that we're in this late in the year is absolutely fantastic. But more than enough for me. I'm desperate to get these games sorted, get them recorded, get them uploaded. So let's jump forward and have a look at the 2 lineups for the first match against Millwall. So we are, of course, going with our attacking structure. You guys can see it behind here. I thought for a second it might be stuck behind my head, but we're going attacking. If we're going down, we're going to go down swinging as much as possible. And I think going in attacking structure at home against a lower division side, a team lower in the division in 23rd spot, is the best tactic. We'll kind of review what we want to do for the Huddersfield game, given there is away from home and that they are a high quality opposition being in the playoff picture. But we're going with Kubas in goal, Sigurdsson and Escobar as the central defensive partnership. Good life at left full back. He is back from a suspension. I think he's got like 12 or 13 yellow cards in the league this season, which is just absolutely insane. Ben Shop over on the right. The Wolf, the captain, wears the armband today and will anchor midfield alongside Madrigal, who will play as the Messiah. Aguirre, our highest average rated player for the season so far, 7.17 average rating, about 38 games played. He'll play at the 10. Almeida, I've been given a little run in the team with. We picked him up in January. He's been doing quite well. As far as his star rating is concerned, he's not quite as high as Illich and not really quite as high as Ramirez either, but at 18, I think he's got a pretty decent ceiling on him, and he's been playing quite well, so I'm continuing to put him in the side as long as we're winning while he's playing. We do have Illich on the bench if we need him. Petrovic will play over on the right, and Alta Miranda, our leading scorer, leading the line up top. Looking at the Millwall side, it is relatively familiar. We played them at a League One level. They came up with us. Potentially, it looks like they're going to get relegated this season back down to a League One standard. Not many actual real players still in the squad. Only 3 starters at the moment. Joe Rose is one. 29-year-old goalkeeper that they picked up from Norwich early on in the save. Also played at Carlisle and Salford, so it looks like he's come up the divisions with Millwall in the last few seasons. Looks to be solid, not spectacular, nothing to write home about. They've got Lloyd Kelly at left back, Bristol City player at the start of the database. He went to the Premier League for a little bit with Burnley and Bournemouth, as well as with Huddersfield, I think, when they were still in there. Sheffield United has been between Championship and Premier League football a couple of times. Millwall have picked him up now, and he's been there for a good few seasons, helping them get promoted out of League One. And on the left, they've got Valentin Barbero, who they look like picked up from New York Red Bulls over in the MLS. He's been with them for 2 years now. He looks solid, but not spectacular. I think this is a side that we should be beating comfortably. That's without focusing on any of their regen players. Allen on the right side here, he's their captain. He must be decent. Nardella, their highest average rated player and top goal scorer for the season. Ajibola alongside him, leading assist maker. So I think they're going to play a very direct style. I think they're going to try and get it forward to that front two as quickly as they can. But passionately, we're going to say, Media have given you a lot of credit lately, and I'm going to also assertively tell the defence that I've got faith in them. If we keep a clean sheet, we're always on our way to get a good result. And if we can get off to a good start today, I think it's going to relieve some of the pressure for the Huddersfield game. And of course, this being our catch-up match takes us to 43 games played, which means we'll be level with all teams. It's really the only catch-up game remaining in the entire division as things currently stand. Aguirre with a wide free kick to open up things here. Rose comes out and claims well. Transition quite quickly. They're not committing a lot of men forward, but there is a man over on that left-hand side we have to get to. Instead, they've gone long. Escobar will tidy up for us and plays a good little ball into Petrovic on the right-hand side. Overlapping one was there, but he's going to reset in midfield through the Wolf. Now, good reverse pass to Petrovic, gets towards the box, cuts it back to Ben Shop at the edge of the area, and Madrigal with the eventual strike from distance just over. Keeper was scrambling, but never looked like it was really going to come down. Throw in left-hand side now, good life to take. Exchanges passes with the Wolf. Now back to Sigurdsson, out centre-back. Can come forward and try and switch the play here. We've got good plays on the right-hand side. We've got a 2v1 if we work it out there effectively. We've gone all the way back to Kubas, who now plays it back to Sigurdsson again. Gone left out towards Goodlife, whose first touch is good around the defender. Skips past one challenge, gets in the box, cuts it back to Aguirre at the edge of the area. Tries to get the strike away, but it's closed down well by the defence. Lovely reverse pass from Madrigal there. Finds Aguirre again, and a good save from Rose. Petrovic picks up the loose ball and dribbles it out for the goal kick. So we are applying some pressure here. Statistically, we're not blowing anyone away, but we've got 10 minutes to go. Let's use our get creative shout. And hopefully, if we can try and snag something before half-time, it'll make Millwall come out of their shells a little bit in the second half. 1 minute to be added on here. We're through most of that time now. And the referee calls half-time. So at half-time, 6 shots, 1 on target, 59% of the ball. We have had a couple of highlights and a couple of opportunities to score. Millwall 5-1 and 41%. We haven't seen anything in terms of key chances created. Aggressively, I'm going to say I'm far from pleased with what I've just seen because this is a side that we should be beating. Everyone seems fired up, which is great. We are already set to attacking, of course, as well, which means we don't really have like that escalation point to push a little bit further forward. I don't have an all-out attack structure because I think it's just a bit of a wild card. We have got a highlight here from the kickoff though. Aguirre can send it out to the right-hand side. Instead, he cuts back in himself. Madrigal recovers, plays it back to Aguirre, who gets taken down, and we've won a penalty here. It's going to be Alta Miranda with the chance to take. Aguirre was cleared out by Kelly. Alta Miranda's about 50-50 from penalties, and he's not great when we're recording, but he's got an opportunity there, and he finds the back of the net for, I think, his 23rd goal of the season so far. Lovely little effort. He's only got like 6 or 7 penalty taking, if I remember correctly. We might just have a quick look on that. Yeah, penalty taking is only 6, but I've got him set to it in the hope that he'll improve. He hasn't improved at any point throughout the season, but he's done quite well there to send it low and hard to the left of the keeper and give us a 1-goal advantage heading into the second half. Throw in, left-hand side, good life to Aguirre. Good ball in towards Petrovic. Heads it down for Alta Miranda, and he's gotten the double. We've definitely responded well from half-time. And the good thing about this as well is if we get a couple of goal margin here, goal difference might become key. If we see West Brom maybe not necessarily lose any of their remaining 3 games, but if they get a draw, it could potentially go to goal difference. Lovely header back down from Petrovic there, using all of that 193 centimetre frame. Altamiranda, the fox in the box, poking it home for the 2-goal lead. All right, we're through the hour mark now. We're going to have first a look at the different match ratings that we've got here. Good Life hasn't played particularly well, but I'll have faith in him. The Wolf hasn't played particularly well either. We might rotate him out, keep him fresh for the game against Huddersfield. It means Madrigal will move to the deep lying role, and Hendy will come on as the Messiah. De Almeida hasn't had the best game. We might see what Illich can do against a tired defence and push him on a little bit further, and then I'll hold on to the last sub just for the last 10 minutes or so based on who needs a little bit of a rest. Passionately will say I've got faith in you guys, and we're also going to use Old Faithful after an hour. I get creative shout. Aguirre, wide free kick, headed by Petrovic. It's hit the deck, and someone's bundled it home. I think it might be Escobar, who's come up with some absolutely massive goals for us in the second half of this season. Berry initially missed the header. We're going to check this one out here. I think it's Petrovic. It's a lovely ball. Tremendous crossing ability there. Maybe Sigurdsson, I think, got the original header. Hits the post. It falls to Escobar, who can just pass it home into the back of the empty net to the 3-goal advantage, and a lovely little boost to our goal difference here. Ball forward here from Rose. About 20 minutes remaining. Petrovic's header isn't tidied up by anyone, but a clearance from Millwall should be cleaned up by Escobar. Oh, it's a poor clearance into Hornby. Now Nardella with the strike. They've pulled one back entirely down to the error from Escobar playing it out. He went for like a longer ball over the top, which wasn't really on. Could have just played Kubis and potentially drawn the defender away, but he tries to clear this into the worst possible area. Hornby knocks it down, and Nardella with the strike. A good finish, to be fair. Absolutely rifled that into the far corner for his 13th goal of the season. And I don't think Millwall will have a comeback in them. That's the first highlight we've seen, but the game does occasionally like to throw a wild card or a wrench into the mix. We've got 10 minutes remaining. Let's have a look at our average condition. Petrovic is the one struggling at the moment. I'll bring on Dorber for the last few minutes. Petrovic is also on a yellow card, and maybe those fresh legs will just help us with those creative wingers, getting forward a little bit further, making Millwall work. They have got a throw in here on the left-hand side. Kelly with the throw in, finds Nardella. Good ball in. He's similar area to where he scored. The strike was on target, but Kuba's very equal to it. We were just a bit hesitant there, just stepping off him a little bit too much. 5 minutes to be added on here. I don't think Millwall have 2 goals in them in that 5-minute period, and the time is rocketing by, to be fair. We're through it now. The referee calls full time. It's a 3-1 victory. We win our game in hand, and it will mean we go 1 singular point behind West Brom, though they do have an easier run home. 17 shots, 5 on target, 57% possession. Had 9 shots. Millwall had 9 shots, 5 on target, and 43% of the ball. Though they did kind of put a little bit of doubt in my mind there in that last 20-minute period. Assertively, I'm going to say, very happy with the result and the way you played. No need to get down on anyone. We want to keep morale as high as humanly possible heading into the last few games of the season. Quality of possession provides victory. Altamiranda gets the Man of the Match award for his double and 8.6 match rating. We'll give him a little bit of praise. And as far as the squad's concerned, no issues to worry about. No injuries unless any come up in training. No suspensions unless some come through on review, which I don't think we should have any come through. We're going to give everyone a day's rest because it's only 3 games to go against Huddersfield, and we're going to go down swinging. We're going to stick with our attacking structure. We're going to go aggressive with it. I know we are playing away. I know Huddersfield are a decent side as well, looking to secure their own playoffs, but I'd rather go down trying to attack and trying to score quite a bit than try and set up shop or play with our positive structure, trying to keep possession and eventually conceding through that. Just like that, we're 3 days further ahead. I'm going to go with an unchanged lineup. We're not going to try and change anything from a side that has been in good form and has been winning games for the last month or so. So that's maybe risky. We are going to stay on the attacking structure as well, which I'm in that little 5-minute gap between me recording the last piece and then coming back here. There's 2 things that happen. One, I pushed the camera down a little bit, so I wasn't sitting as low in the chair, but also started to doubt if perhaps going positive to start with is a better option and then having that escalation point to go attacking if we need to, but it's fine. Let's commit to going attacking, and if it's not working, we at least can change it if we need to. Huddersfield, very good lineup. They are playing a 4-3-1-2. It's a little bit more narrow than us. Hopefully that means we can work 2v1 advantages in wide areas, but alternatively, it is going to put quite a bit of pressure on our midfield 3 to try and cover that extra man. O'Brien, their captain in the centre of the park, 32 years of age, comes through the Huddersfield Youth Academy at the start of everyone's save, has made over 430 appearances so far and looks to still be going relatively strong. Decent technical attributes, mentals are good, physicals are alright for a player of that age. £10 million value is very impressive as well. Up top, they've got 2 holdouts. Brenner, a 31-year-old Brazilian forward that it looks like they picked up from Sao Paulo. Did spend a brief spell at Fluminense as well. And he's actually only making his 2nd appearance for the side, so I wonder when they did actually pick him up. Looks like they might have got him in January, and just haven't played him to this point. So maybe they're struggling with injuries or something. Couple of decent stats there though. 16 penalty taking, 16 off the ball, 16 natural fitness. Even at 31, he could cause us some issues. And Patrick Cutrone, he is I think it's Cutrone maybe, 33 years of age now for the Wolves striker. Of course, been at AC Milan previous to that. He is the leading scorer for the division so far, and 16 finishing immediately jumps out at you. Very good mental attributes as well. He's a very good striker, and I think they actually picked him up this season as well from Wolves directly, where he's played pretty much the full length of his career in the Premier League. They've got a bit about them. There's also a guy back here, actually, Andy Renshaw, who we've been looking at for quite a while, 19-year-old English central defender. If we do get promoted, he might be the sort of player that we try and bring in, being that he is English, he'll contribute as a homegrown player, and we might need that a little bit to round out the squad as we head into the Premier League. Assertively, I'm just going to say we owe Huddersfield after what happened in our last match, which I believe, if I recall correctly, was the FA Cup third round replay game where we initially forced a draw with our reserve lineup, and then in the second game we played a full strength side and they won via, I think, a penalty or something like that. We are just going to tell everybody to get revenge. I'm also going to tell Alton Miranda that I've got faith in him. If we get him scoring and he carries on this nice little run that he's been on, we should be on our way to the first 6 points of the season so far, as we've recorded, and hopefully one step closer to guaranteeing an automatic promotion spot. We have recovered possession here, but it's given back pretty carelessly. Long one forward from Escobar, sends it out left to Almeida on the left wing. Good dribbler, gets into the box now, beats one, goes past Law, cuts inside, finds Aguirre, who just had to hit the target there, and it's just scribbled. I don't know what that means. Just squiggled, just snuck, just past the near post is effectively what I'm trying to say, but I've lost the ability to communicate in any form of recognised language. Ball resets here from the goal kick. Escobar, now Sigurdsson. Long ball forward to Almeida again, who looks like he has picked up a knock. In across to Madrigal, who can work it to the right-hand side. Instead, he sends it into the channel again. Good life with a good overlapping run, though. Does recover possession. Puts a ball in towards Aguirre, who just had to get it on target again. That's 2 chances for the little Spanish playmaker that if he had maybe gotten them on target, we could have been 2-0 up with. Almeida's picked up a knock here. 24 minutes played. Thank God we have Ilic on the bench. Pretty much a like-for-like replacement. And Ilic is good quality. Passionately, I'm going to say I have faith in you. Make a difference. And that is a bit disappointing because Almeida had made a couple of incursions on that left-hand side. Ball back here with Redshaw. Illich has immediately come off the bench and won the ball back in a great area. Can he find the cutback? Instead, he's gone into the challenge. Donanodi wins it back. Catrone looks for the reverse pass. Sigurdsson's gone through him, 2-footed. Oh shit, we might be in some trouble here. Referee's calling him over. The highlights continued. And he's produced a straight red card. Sigurdsson, what on earth are you fucking doing? Okay, what are we going to do here? This is a conundrum. Okay, let's stay attacking. Let's drop Aguirre to not a Messiah role, but a deeper advanced playmaker so that he will join the attack. We'll go a deep lying and an advanced next to each other in midfield. Let's drop Madrigal as the player to leave out and bring on Tyrone Taylor. Oh, that's not great to have had to make 2 subs inside 25 minutes. I have faith in you. And let's also use our demand more shout. 25 minutes remaining. There's an immediately in a highlight here. O'Brien with the ball. First real incursion we've seen from Huddersfield. Wild, the fullback gets forward, cuts it back to O'Brien in midfield, hangs the ball back stick for Findelson, who knocks it down and then gets a strike away. It's clipped the bar and then Goodlife gets it away. Immediately we go down to 10 men and immediately Huddersfield have their first opportunity of the game. We're really going to be pushing shit uphill for this one. Findelson with the throw in finds O'Brien. Good close down by Petrovic, but it's found its way to O'Brien again and he's gotten the strike away. We're a goal down here inside 30 minutes. 5th goal of the season for him. Maybe I need to adjust and just go positive for the moment. And it's going to ruin some of our player roles there, but we can adjust them back. Let's go with that just to see how we get through to half-time, hopefully without conceding any further. There is a highlight here immediately, though. Ball back to Wild. Now Redshaw. Across to Donan Tuoni. Now Finlayson. Ball and the highlight comes to an end. Through 35 minutes, we're going to use our demand more shout. We've only had 3 shots and 1 on target, or 4 shots, 2 on target, just as I've said that. Aguirre, deep free kick, sends it towards back post. Escobar is in there. It's pinballing around. Brenner recovers possession for Huddersfield. Someone's got to get to him in midfield. He looks to send a ball in behind for Catrone, but Benchop reads it well and recovers. Wild with the header. Illich will recover possession for us. Aguirre now looks over the top for Alton Miranda. Has gotten goal side. Can he find the finish? It's a great save from Walker in the Huddersfield goal. That's what we need. We need to just have deep midfielders pinging balls at wingers and strikers. Illich with the corner. Looks towards near post. Escobar was in the area. It's headed away. Donan Tuoni carries the ball forward for Huddersfield. Looks to reset now. Benchop with an excellent header to bring that counter-attack and the highlight comes to an end. All right, so we're a goal down. We're down to 10 men. It's not an ideal situation, but I don't think we're getting blown away or anything like that. Where are West Brom? West Brom is still drawing 0-0 with Bristol City, so this might not kill us dead in the water. Passionately, we're going to say, what are we going to say? Aggressively, show me something else in the second half. A few have responded positively. Let's also talk to Alta Miranda and say calmly, there's a lot more to come from you. He seems motivated. All right, so we brought him back on board. Let's end that team talk. And I think potentially we do 15 more minutes on a positive mentality. And then if we're still not equalised before then, there's a highlight here. Basso with the ball. Switch out towards Gineppo, who I think's come off the bench for Huddersfield. He's gotten goal side, and Kubis with an excellent save forces it out for the corner. Potentially, if we can hold on for this first 15 minutes, we might go attacking for the last half an hour. Ball in again. Escobar with an excellent header away. I nearly said Escalent, which is a good play on words for his name, but not correct English in any way. All right, we're through the hour mark now. I'm going to use the pause button. I try and do my subs when the game is actually being played. But let's have a look at these match ratings. Ben Shop has struggled, but I thought he's done all right, actually, to be fair to him in most of the highlights that we've seen. We're going to switch back to our attacking structures. We've used all 3 subs. We're down to 10 men. We've got to go after it a little bit here. Passionately, I'm going to say, I have faith in you. Get out there and make a difference. Let's hit play. Let's go get creative. What can 10 men do for us here? We're going to need a miracle. It looks like West Brom have taken a lead in their game as well. We're going to have to keep... Oh, no, it's 1-1 in their game. So they're 2 points clear of us. Illich with the ball to Escobar. And we've found the equaliser. 6th goal of the season for George Escobar. He's absolutely powered that one home. We've found an equaliser with 10 men with about 13 minutes remaining. Great ball in here from Illich. Just curls it around. Escobar front post runner, as he has done multiple times this season. If Huddersfield had someone on back post, that definitely would have been cleared away. All right, Bristol is down to 10 men. West Brom is also 1-1. We're going to use our demand more shout here for the last 10 minutes or so. Everything would effectively stay as it is. Oh, we would potentially go above them. What has happened? What has gone on? Bristol have found a winner in the 85th minute. Please, everyone hold on. Holy shit. What has happened? What did the game end for West Brom? 14 shots, 8 on target, 46% possession for Huddersfield, 14, 9 and 54 for Isle of Man. 10 men managed to find an equaliser from set piece scenario, so I'm passionately going to say you've done brilliantly to come back and salvage a draw. Well done. Where does that put us going into the last day of the season? We're top of the league. Holy shit. All right, 88 points, 44 games played, 25 wins, 13 draws, 6 losses, plus 35 goal difference, and 88 points level with West Brom. It's back in our hands. As long as we win our last 2 remaining games, in tomorrow's episode, in episode 100, we will go up promoted as champions from the championship. That is... I said I didn't need any twists and turns. I don't need them. It's not good for my heart rate. But Jesus Christ, have we left that drama till very, very late. Thank God for Bristol City. They have bailed us out massively. 10 men on their own, and they found an 85th minute winner through Halil Dervisoglu. I might have to buy a hero kit for him if we eventually hold on to this one. FC Isle of Man go top of the Sky Bet Championship. Is that the first time this season that we've done that? It is indeed. Oh no, we were in the first 2 rounds of the season, and then we dropped off as low as 11th before getting our shit together since January and moving back up to top spot. Now we just have to hold it on. I can already see the bottles coming in tomorrow's episode. Fulham have secured a playoff spot. We've secured a playoff spot, but we've had it for a couple of weeks. Dion Mader's injured tight thigh. That's fine. I can deal with that. Sigurdsson's been given a 1-game ban. Let's confirm that, and that's fine. I think it was a straight red card. Norwich boss Eddie Howe's trying to desettle Leon Alta Miranda. Everything's going on. It's gone crazy. But we have tomorrow's episode 100, the chance to finish top of the championship and get promoted into the Premier League for the first time. We will have to beat 18th place Watford and 13th place Barnsley, who have been a difficult side for us. But there's a tremendous amount to play for. You're going to have to tune in tomorrow to see how the season ends and see if there are any further twists and turns in this title picture. Secretly, I'm hoping that there aren't. All right, that's 1 down. We've got 1 more to go as well. Episode 100 tomorrow. It's not only going to be a special episode because it's the first triple figure episode that we've done, but it's our first opportunity to secure promotion into the Premier League. If we get up there, so much is going to change. We're going to have chances for European football. We're going to have chances to test ourselves against the best teams in the competition in the world, some would say. The additional cash that comes with that will be massive for us. Oh, it's just so close. I can almost taste it. As always, guys, and I think I say this pretty much every episode, so you know the spiel at this point, but thank you for watching. That's the part that I appreciate the most. You can drop a like on this video if you want to help celebrate 2 massive results for us today. You can also subscribe to the channel if you want to be kept up to date on future episodes as they are continued to be released. Links are over on the side panel there if you want to go and check out our Twitter, which is where we interact with all of the FM community. You can also check out our regular Sunday night Twitch streams at twitch.tv/inthemixer_FM. Sunday night if you're in Australia, Sunday morning if you're in the UK, super early Sunday morning if you're in North America. But like I said at the start, more than anything, thank you so much for watching. I've been Sean, and I'll see you all again in the mixer.